Well, it's a brand new month and we have a brand new set of fabulous folded dies. Look at this, you're going to get 4 of them, 4 different designs, and they're called On the Edge because you can put them on the edge of your projects. In fact, this one's got 2 of them. So that's just one example. I've got lots more to share with you. Won't you please come play with us? Okay, we're going to get started with On the Edge dies. Now, each of them is 6 inches long, as you can see, and there are 4 designs. There is the hearts, and there are butterflies. Now, we're going to get in close. Let me show you on these butterflies, because some of them are going to, you can pull up the wings. Let's see. Here we go. So there you go. You can just flip those up. There are little guys in here that you can also do their wings, which is really fun. And it just makes a beautiful border. Plus it's, you know, a little interactive there too. So you can play around with this and just see what's going to happen. Okay, there is also this, here we go, let me get this for you. So this is some lace. And I also think that if you have slimline cards, okay, slimline cards are 8.5 inches. These are 6 inches. But what you can do is, if you want to do it, I'm just going to place this here along the fold, is that you can butt them up to each other and continue to the design. So that gives you another option, not only for slimline, but also you can trim these down if you have like an A2 card. So that's going to work. And then we have, finally, we have these flowers. Let me scoot these down. So you've got the flowers, just beautiful. So 4 very different looks and all in one set of cutting dies. So let me just slide these over. And the way you would attach them, of course, is you've got this border. Now, you can trim this down if you want to, but you can put your adhesive there and then attach them to your card. And you can decide if you want it to be, well, let me just show you some examples with what Debbie has done for us. So this is the example on the package. And you can see that this lace was attached to the front of the card. Now the card was trimmed down and that way it would really show nicely. But look what the lady did. She did a second layer and let's see, here we go. There, now you can see that a little bit better. And she did it out of vellum. I would never have thought of that. She also did some inking on the edges of the butterflies, and she used the Prussian blue ink pad with her finger daubers to go in there. And you can see, well, maybe, hopefully you can see, she did play around with having some of those wings lifted. So that creates a whole other look. And she put this just on top of her card, overlapping this first one, which she also inked the edges of that. And then she added her papers and her die cuts, her dazzles, just to finish off that card. So that's one way. So again, it's on top of the cut or on top of the card. Aha, we'll see what else the lady has done. And this was done using, let me tell you what it was using. This is the watercolor wildflowers package. This is the 12 by 12, where you're going to get that border, you're going to get this piece. And she did cut out her, this, the lace piece out of the watercolor wildflowers solid cardstock, so you can see all of those colors. So all of those worked nicely to create this one. Now, when you get the package, you will see this card and you will see the listing of materials that she used, so that's helpful. Also, on the package, as true of all of our fabulous folded, we give you ideas for how to use this and what you can do. So just so many things that you can do. They're shown here, but I've got some examples to show you too. Okay, so I'm going to set this card aside and bring in the next card. Look at this. This is using the flowers. So this is using this one. And look what she's done. This is on the front of her card. Now, she has elected to use our brand new Magical Florals package, and you can see that her card was first covered with the 12 by 12 patterned cardstock, but then she die cut using the solid. So this is the solid, and you can see that she die cut out of the light green, but then she also just trimmed it, kind of matted it on the solid darker green. Now that's clever. Then she added, do you see that flash? Well, that is our iridescent mirror cardstock. This happens to be called Water Sprite, and look at that, wow. Under the camera you're getting lots more colors, but in real life, well, we do get the same colors, but you just get that flash, which is just so pretty. So that was on the front of her card, but she did it twice. She did one, now the fold is up here, so she did one there, and then she did a second one just on the front of her card. This is what I mean, where you can take this piece and you can trim off that edge, and you can glue them wherever you want, and just beautiful. And she did do that fussy cutting around to give it a second border. You can do that or you cannot. Also, this is using the cutting dies from the new Mystical Florals, and you can see that the ferns are here, also the spray with the flowers. All of that is there. This is one of the cutouts that's in the 12 by 12 package, so that works nicely for you. For the inside of her card, well, there's another splash of that mirror, and I believe you get 4 sheets in the package. No, 5 sheets. Okay, and then the 2 colors of the solid that she's also die cut there, and the Thinking of You is right there again. So beautiful. Okay, so you've got your floral. Let's go to this next card. In keeping with the season, she has done a Christmas card, and that's really fun because for that she used the hearts. And so just to show you that you can, you know, you can look at this as hearts, or you can just look at this as a decorative element, and I think that works nicely. And what she did is she trimmed off the opposite the fold, so the fold is here, just trimmed off 1 inch, and she covered it with the red glitter. So that's a nice choice, and you can get that by the individual sheet or by the package of 4 sheets. And then she also die cut this piece out of the glitter, and she glued that probably, okay, she glued it, you can glue it to the back of your card or to the front of your card. She probably glued it to the back because then she put another piece to cover it up, to cover up that blank edge on the back of her card. And look how she tucked those pieces on the inside. So you've got the card covered and then this piece added. This is one of the 12 by 12 of our Christmas cardinals that's been so popular this season, as you would imagine. The Rejoice and Be Glad is one of the die cuts, and that comes out of this package, as you can see. And she did mat that on the glitter and foam taped it. And that finished her card front. And you know, something I didn't notice, and I didn't bring it, is that she rounded the edges just on the inside of her card. Now that's interesting. Here's another piece of the pattern cardstock. And this is what I mean, is that you can, okay, they're 6 inches long, but it doesn't have to be 6 inches long. You can trim them, you can do whatever you want. And so that's really a nice thing. And doesn't that look pretty on the inside? This is another sheet out of the 12 by 12 pack, and there's one of the die cuts. So all of those are right there and glittering and very pretty, a nice combination with our cardinal. Okay, the last card. The woman did something amazing here. Okay, so here is our card. You can see the butterflies there out of solid cardstock. But let me show you what happens when I open this. Look at that. That lifts up and there's some acetate in here. But let me show you what the base of this movable card is, because I wouldn't have believed it. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to show you that our Debbie went into our center step die cut cards, and she took one and turned it on its side and put it backwards into the card, making the inside the movable part. Then this is the front, just like you would expect. Now, she did cover up these holes. So again, she took the die cut card, she turned it on its side and flipped it over like this. So that became her card. Okay? This is how you'd get it. Turn it over and on its side, and that's how she did it. I think it is brilliant. Now, what did she do on the inside? Okay, remember I mentioned vellum? Excuse me, I mentioned acetate. So she put some acetate, attached that to these areas right here, just right there. So she's got acetate attached. You want to use extra sticky tape to attach that. And then she covered this with papers, and the papers came out of the watercolor wildflowers. That's the paper pad she used in the beginning. So you're going to be using, let me take that back. It is that paper pad, but it is the 6x6 collection. Okay, so there you go. She did use the solids also for her die cutting. So she's got paper covering the inside here, and these are the two butterflies facing each other, suspended on the acetate. Another piece of the watercolor wildflowers, some of the cutouts, some of the die cuts, and just so you know what those look like, there they are. And she did add some gold border dazzles. Look at that. That's where you're getting that sparkle. Same thing on the front. She's got the pattern cardstock, and she has covered up those openings with another piece of the butterfly on the edge dies. So that's covering that up. Let me just show you. Okay, so that's going right there. She did some inking along the edge. That's using the khaki pad. And there's a piece of the paper, another of the die cut. And I think this is bloody brilliant. Da, 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 da. How fun is that? How easy is that? Yes, okay. It's just turning it over and turning it on its side. That's what the woman did. Okay, our brilliant Debbie strikes again. Okay, so you have seen all four of On the Edge dies and different ways that they can be used, and certainly different materials. So she's used vellum, she's used glitter. I think you could also, how pretty it would be in some of that iridescent mirror cardstock, yes, as well as the solid colors. So that works beautifully. So easy to do, and you can stretch them or you can cut them down, whatever you want to do, whatever works in your project. Okay, we have this available. It is in a money saver on the right-hand side of your screen, and in that money saver, I put the center step die cut cards, so that way you've got them, and you can play with that and have fun. We also have a subscription. Every month we come out with a brand new fabulous folded card cutting dies and all sorts of wonderful things. If you would like to be sure to get those, we have a subscription. So what you do is sign up for this. It's also on the right-hand side of the screen. You will get 10% off the retail. You will get a free goodie. This time, you're going to get 2 of these center step cards and 2 envelopes for them, again, so that you can play. And the first time that you join, we have a bow cutting die set. So you will get that for free. After that, every month you're going to get the die set and a free goodie, so something that we've used in the webisode, so that will work. This is also on the right side of your screen, and you will receive this before the webisode. So you have a chance to play with it, and then you'll see the webisode and get 4 more ideas or 3 more ideas. So that just makes it even more valuable. And again, you're saving 10%. So that's the thing. So that's what we have for this month. These 4 very fun on the edge cutting dies that you've just seen a few ways that you can use them. Okay. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, we would love it if you would subscribe to the YouTube. But even more importantly, head on over to paperwishes.com. That is the only place that you can find these cutting dies. That's right. They're exclusive to us, and they're not sold anywhere else. So that creates another reason to come here. You can also sign up for the Money Saver and or the subscription, whatever suits your fancy. Now down below we have the cards shown, and you can check those out. You can see the listing of materials that Debbie has used, and that will do a good job for you. Okay, I do want to thank Debbie for doing an outstandingly, creatively wonderful job for us and showing us many ways that we can use these 4 dies. I want to thank you especially for being part of our Paper Wishes family. You know, we have 26 webisodes every single month because every time we buy a product, we want to show you a webisode, giving you ideas on how to use it. And that's what we offer for you. I want to thank you, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.